Inshallah, we are Shia. We have to be Shia. We have to be a Shia. And we have to be a Shia. Shia means, I described yesterday or before yesterday a little bit, that it's a dual side relationship. Imam Qadim, he was the Imam of so madhlumiyah. He was so pressed by the enemies and by the negligence of his own followers, those who call themselves Shia. Once, a couple of people, or few disciples came to Imam Qadim Salamullah alayhi and said, and asked some questions from Imam about Shia and being Shia. And then in this hadith, which is narrated from an Ibrahim ibn Abdullah al-Sufi or Sawfi, قال حدثني موسى بن بكر الواسطي قال لي أبو الحسن الإمام الكاظم سلام الله عليه. And in this hadith, Imam explained 4 points. I'm going to explain a little bit. And in the light of this hadith, we will enter in the hadith of Abdullah ibn Jundab with more attention, with more care, that this path of Ashab Ahlul Bayt, path of Shia, path of Islam, path of Quran, is not a verbal thing. It's not a verbal thing. It is completely philosophy of life. So we have to pay attention on this. It is a complete philosophy of life, and we have to adopt that philosophy in our life. If we adopt that philosophy in our lives, we are successful. We achieve the success. If we couldn't, so we have to put it in a percentage. In what percentage we follow Quranic values and values of Ahlul Bayt, in that amount we can call ourselves as a Muslim or Shia. Other side, we have to work on ourselves. So in this hadith, Imam Kazim Salamullah alayhi, once he said, لو ميزت شيعتي لم أجدهم إلا واسفة. When Imam is explaining, said, when I try to distinguish my followers, I would not find any but those who only claim to be Shia. And this word is from Imam Kazim Salamullah alayhi. And this hadith is also narrated from Usul Kafi. The book of Kulaini is one of the most authentic book according to our Ilm Rajal and Ahadith. Imam said, if I try to find some pure ones, if I want to distinguish from others, my Shia, I won't find, or I don't find, would not find any but those who are only claim to be followers. The first sentence. This is Imam said, Imam Qadim. And then Imam said the next sentence, وَلَوْ امْتَحَنْتَهُمْ لَمَا وَجَدْتُهُمْ إِلَّا مُرْتَدِّينَ. If I, imtihan means testing, judging. If I test them, those who call themselves Shia, if I test them, I don't find anyone but Murtaddin. Murtaddin means those just claim they're Shia, but if you go in their lives, their friendship, their enemyship, their leadership, their food, their eating, their way of clothing, their way of thinking, their way of actions, you don't see color of Ahlul Bayt in their actions. They just claim they're Shia. And then Imam said, if I test them, I find nothing but Murtaddin, those who are just turned away from values of Ahlul Bayt. They just call themselves Shia, but their values is not Shia. This is the word of Imam Qadim Salamullah. And then Imam said, وَلَوْ تَمَحَّسْتُمْ لَمَا خَلَصَ مِنَ الْأَلْفِ وَاحِدٍ. Khalasa, tamahasa means if you put someone in a stainer. I'm saying if I put you in a stain and I try to pick some of them, some nice of them, some best of them, nothing will remain for me, even though 1 in 1,000. Nothing remained for me, even though 1 in 1,000. And then Imam said, وَلَوْ غَرْبَلْتُمْ غَرْبَلَةً لَمْ يَبْقَ مِنْهُمْ. From here, then Imam said, إِلَّا مَا كَانَ لِي. And then Imam said, إِنَّهُمْ طَالَ مَتَّكُوا عَلَى الْأَرَائِكَ فَقَالُوا نَحْنُ شِيعَةِ عَلِي. Imam said, if I try to pick some of you for myself, لَوْ غَرْبَلْتُمْ غَرْبَلَةً لَمْ يَبْقَ مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا مَا كَانَ لِي. I can't find anyone who I can pick from you. You are just people of the words. I need people of action, man of action. I need Shia, those who are people of action, people of deed. And then how we can become that Shia? Then Imam Sadiq explains to Abdullah ibn Jundab in that hadith in detail. So this is as a muqaddamah of that hadith. And then Imam said, Illa makana li. But there are some, those are for me. There are some, those are for me. So beside complaining, Imam is saying, we are not good Shia. There are some for Ahlul Bayt. You all know the story. A person came to Imam Kazim Salam and said, Yeah, Imam Kazim, why don't you just stand up, do qiyam, and we will with you. We'll take a stand with you. Imam said, How many Shia I have? You have couple of thousands. Imam said, Couple of thousand Shia I have? He said, Yes. You have couple of thousands, not couple of thousands. There's a few cities with you. There's a few cities of Shia, few areas, few territories of the Shia. They're ready for you. Just stand up. And then there's a difference of opinion among the scholars. Some of scholars say Imam showed him a mu'jiza or something happened in real. All of a sudden, a person came to the door of Imam Sadiq and just knocked the door and said, Imam said, Okay, come in. He came in, and as history mentions his name, he was Harun Makki. Came in, Imam said, he said, Salaam alaikum ya ibn Rasulullah. Imam said, Alayka salam, O Harun. Open the door of that oven, tandoor, and jump in it. Without leaving his stuff, putting his stuff down, Harun al-Makki just jumped into the tandoor and the oven, and Imam told the Khadim, close the doors. Gone. And this guy who was sitting right beside Imam and asking, Oh Imam, why are you sitting in home? Why are you not standing up against the government? We will with you, we'll support you. Come on, stand up. He was shocked. What happened? This guy came in, Imam didn't ask him a cup of water, told him just jump into the oven. And there's a fire, there's a smoke, and he's now inside the oven. And he was shocked. He said, Imam, what happened? I said, Go look at him. This guy came to the oven, opened the door, and saw Harun al-Makki sitting in Jannah and reciting the Quran. And he was shocked. He came back to Imam. Imam asked him right there, How many people I have like Harun al-Makki among my Shia? You know, according to Hadith, what he said? He replied, If you're looking for Shia like him, make sure there's nobody like that. We are not like that. We are not like that. We are all going to be judged by Sahib al-Zaman alayhi salatu wasalam. We are all going to be judged by Sahib al-Zaman. He will weigh us. How much of us are like Habib ibn Madahir, like Salman al-Farsi, like Abu Dhar, like Ammar, like Misam, like Zurara, like Abu Basir, like Muhammad al-Muslim? How many of us? So this is important. This is the base of the Shayyo. Teachings and knowledge of teachings and science of Ahlul Bayt, their sayings in Ahadith. And then Imam said in the continuation of this hadith, لو غربلتم غربلة لم يبق منهم إلا ما كان لي إنهم طال متكوا على الأرائك. Those who call themselves Shia, they're just lying down on their couches and their heads on their pillows. They're relaxing. And قالوا فقالوا نحن شيعة علي. And they just claim, yeah, we are Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib. They're just lying down on their couches, resting their heads on the pillows, and they say, Yes, we are the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib. That's how Imam Qasim is doing ihtijaj. That's how Imam Qasim is doing ihtijaj. And then the last sentence from this hadith, and that is the main part of this hadith. Imam said, إنما شيعة علي من صدق قوله فعله or قوله فعله. Shia is only one, his statements approves his actions. We all speak very good things. We all speak very good things. But if my actions, I'm talking about myself, if my actions is approving my words, then I'm Shia. But if I'm saying something nice, I'm speaking something very nice, I know to speak nice, pass the message nice, but my actions are something else, then can I call myself as Shia or not? No, I cannot. Definitely not. According to Imam Qadim Salam alayhi, no. If I'm lying down on my couch and I'm claiming that I'm Shia, ya ayyuhan nas, I'm Shia and I'm Shia, I'm Shia. No. But if I'm really working hard in the path of Ahlul Bayt, I'm trying to save my values. There's a beautiful hadith about Akhir zaman. In the book of those books discuss about the conditions of Akhir zaman. In one of the hadiths, Rasulullah says, "Ihfadhuni fi ahli, O Muslimin, O Shia, O followers, you are my family. So protect me in your families. Protect me among you. Don't call yourself, my name is Muhammad. No, there's a Muhammad bin Salman in Saudi. Then what? Is he going to become like Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? No, his name is Muhammad. That's it. But you see, there's a lot of people. Their name is not Muhammad. Qasim is another name. Hassan is another name. Ali is another name. You see, the real name was Salman. Salman al-Farsi was his real name was Ruzbeh. While his name was Ruzbeh, he became Salman minna Ahlul Bayt. Not because of name, because of his belief, his following of Rasulullah, his following of Ahlul Bayt, his friendship with Ahlul Bayt, his understanding with Ahlul Bayt. That was the main thing for him, for Salman. Abu Zar was from Lebanon, but he became Abu Zar. Why he became Abu Zar? Because he associated himself with Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt. In the light of this hadith, inshallah, we start this hadith. Hadith of Abdullah ibn Jundab. I break it down, this hadith, in 25 parts, 25 sentences, or 25 small paragraphs. So I might won't be able to finish this hadith this year in this couple of 10 days, but inshallah, you can just read it by yourself, or you can just have the audiobook of that. If you want, I can forward to you, or you can ask from brothers. I think some brothers have this audiobook, they can forward to you, and you can listen it while you're just driving. I'm discussing some part of this hadith from beginning. If something's remaining at the end, then you can inshallah keep reading on it or keep listening on it. Hadith, Abdullah ibn Jundab is one of the Sahabi, just like Abu Zar, just like Ammar. One day he came to Imam Sadiq and asked about the deen and dunya and philosophy of religion. Imam Sadiq Salamullah alayhi started from a beautiful sentence. Imam said, قال الإمام الصادق سلام الله عليه يا عبد الله لقد نسب إبليس حبائله في دار الغرور. The very first sentence. لقد نسب إبليس حبائله في دار الغرور. Iblis has put his ambushes everywhere in this deceiving world. Right? This is the first sentence. Sometimes we think we are safe. We are playing very safe. We are sitting here. We are eating halal food. We are not doing this. We are not doing that. And this is enough. So we are not in those parts where Shaitan has put his trap there. So we are away from the trap of Shaitan. No, my brothers, not like that. And then Imam slowly explains in this hadith, the entire world has potential to be trap of Shaitan. The entire world has the potential of being trap of Shaitan. In the word, what part I involve in this world with the intention of taqarrub, I'm good. Let me give an example. A good food. If I'm eating this food to feed myself to be good, obedient of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the intention of taqarrub. I'm eating this food because I want to become a good abd for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This eating food, this deed, this action is ibadah. If I don't have this intention, eating this food will turn into something for nafs. Either you follow path of Allah, ubudiyah, or you follow path of what? Can you even tell me? Desire. Either I'm eating this food for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is taqarrub. If I am not, there is no third option, full stop. There's no third option. So either I'm doing this action, this deed, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I am not, I'm doing for my worldly desire purposes, and that is nafs. Very simple. Very simple. That's why our fuqaha and ulama says when you're praying salat, yawmiya, daily salat, wajib, zuhr, asr, maghrib, isha, salat, subh, right? This salat has to be from A to Z for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If I say a little louder, Allahu Akbar, a little nicer, Alhamdulillah, then my son can learn from me. That salat is 100% void, batil. For teaching your children, your wife, your friend, your community, your husband, do another salat, fake salat. But in your wajib salat, you cannot have any intention other than taqarrub of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the one Allahu Akbar, it makes your salat void. If I'm doing qiraat of salat, right? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. And all of a sudden my son is watching me, my daughter is watching me. I say, okay, let me pronounce it a little nicer so she can learn, he can learn. If with that intention I pronounce my qira'ah, my reading of surah, that salat is void. You cannot take anyone into wajib salat. This salat has to be from 1 to 0, from A to Z, only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for teaching them, do another salah. Take the class and teach them what is swad, what is seen, what is thay, what is zay, what is dhal, what is tadha, what is swad dad. Okay, teach them. But you cannot teach them while you're doing your wajib actions. In your wajib actions, no, you are not allowed to do that because the thing, the word, the job is Allah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will remain for Allah. It has to be only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the point. This is the main point. We can turn our regular deeds, regular actions into ibadat. If I speak here, I'm just talking to mu'mineen because I want to pass the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt and Rasulullah and Quran to people. This is taqarrub for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if I'm talking here, okay, let's make new friends. This is for my desires. So you have two options, right? One path of taqarrub. Simple. Path of taqarrub. It could be wajibat, it can be mustahabbat, it can be your regular deed. Giving lecture here, for me, it's not mustahab, not wajib. Well, in a sense, it is wajib because you have learned knowledge, you have to pass the knowledge to others, but a lot of other things. I can hold my cup in this way, in this on this side, or I can hold my water cup in this side. It's mubah. There's no mustahab, there's no wajib. But if I consider, let's say I found a hadith when Rasulullah used to drink water, he used to keep his water on the right side. Just a false thing. I'm just trying to give an example. If I saw some kind of some hadith saying this thing, when Rasulullah used to drink water, he used to keep his cup on the right side. I said, okay, let me put it here, right side. This is taqarrub. Because you moved your action, you have given a direction to your action, following the path of Rasul and Ahlul Bayt. And this is taqarrub. Or maybe I can just do for myself. Even the mustahab deeds, mustahab amal. I think I'm doing mustahab. I do help someone, I do sadaqah, and then I mention it here. Oh, my brother, I help. Do you want to help him too? Gone. We have two kind of sadaqah. Remember that always. We have two kind of sadaqah. Sadaqah, when you do it among others, everybody knows that. That is for dunya. You will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sadaqah is two type. Sadaqah is in two type. When I do sadaqah in the presence of others and let others know that I have done this, I will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but in this dunya. But if I do sadaqah and someone asks, oh, who helped this brother? Maybe this person asked from you who has done this sadaqah. Say, one of the brothers in masjid. I don't know. Just one of the brothers, and you are one of the brothers. You saved this sadaqah for Yawmul Qiyamah. You are going to be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment, where we seriously need a lot. And that's why we have in hadith, mu'min will regret saying that in the day of Qiyamah, oh Allah, I wish none of my dua would be accepted in this world. I wish I had here my dua accepted. None of my dua would have been accepted in this world. Simple. Because we will need something here. If my dua is accepted here, I'll get this home, I'll get this life, I get this job, I just get this business, and eventually I'm going to leave it. But if I get paid, if I get rewarded in the Yom al Qiyamah, the last time, the last day, day of judgment, that will remain with us forever, millions and billions and trillions of years, because there's a no end for your life. There's no end for your life. When you come to this world, you will remain in this world. You will live from this world to another world, barzakh, which is going to start from qabr. And from barzakh, long journey until the day of qiyamah. And then after that, a jannah. And there's a grades in jannah, in heaven. So no, but no one, we are not going to disappear. No, we will live. We will live. So we have to plan for that. We have to plan exactly. So we have two choice. All our actions, whether it is for first, what was the first? Taqarrub for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, closeness, or that amal is going to be for desires. So we can change. And the smartest people are those who just change their desires for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the life of awliya. That is the life of awliya. They slowly change their desires, even though they do not desire something other than for themselves, but for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because desires is most of the time not in my control, in our control. I become angry when I see this. I like that because I want to have that. I want to touch it. I want to see it. I want to listen it. Desires always with us. But the smartest people, what they do, slowly they change their desires too. They're going to desire what Allah wants from them to desire. And that's a life of awliya and great awliya. Imam says here in this hadith, لَقَدْ نَسَبَ إِبْلِيسَ حَبَائِلَهُ فِي دَارِ الْغُرُورِ. Abdullah ibn Jundab, be careful. Shaitan has put his traps everywhere in this dar ghurur. Ghurur means fraud. Very good word. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad for someone who answered me this. This deceiving world, the entire world is deceiving. It's a fraud. There's a deceiving thing. So be careful always. And there's everywhere you go, there's a trap. Everywhere you go, there's a trap. Every single desire, I'm trying to explain it very slowly so we all can memorize it. Every single desire which is not for cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or in the path of Allah, that is a trap. That is a trap. One of the students of Sheikh Ansari, Rizwanullah alayh, one night had a dream, and in dream he's talking with Iblis. Iblis is sitting right in front of him in the dream, not in the real world. And Iblis is holding a lot of chains, small chain, thick chains, really thick and big chains. And this student asked from Iblis, what is that biggest chain? For who? He said, this chain is for Sheikh Ansari. And I was about to trap him last night, but he missed, or I missed him. He escaped from my chain. And that chain is from for that alim, that chain is from that moment brother, that chain is from that moment sister, that chain from that. I want to chain all of you, Mu'mineen. And at the end he asked, so where's my chain? Iblis replied to me, don't need a chain, you're just coming behind me without chain. He shocked up. He woke up and he was, what was this dream? Next morning he came to Sheikh Ansari, said, Sheikhana, Ustad, I had a dream, bad dream. I saw this dream. I'm talking with Iblis and he was holding a lot of chains and told me that biggest chain is for you. And he was about to trap you last night, but you escaped. All of a sudden, Sheikh Ansari just put his hand on his beard. He said, yes, Iblis is correct. There was a khums money which you had in my home, and I was about to use that money for my personal use. And my thought was, when I have my own money, I will put it on a place. So let me use this. And at the last moment, I said, no, it's better just don't touch this money because this money is for Ammatul Muslimin. At the very last moment, I said, no, I'm not going to use it. So Iblis was correct. So this student came to know that no, that dream was serious dream. And then he said, Sheikh, what about me? He told me I'm just running behind him without any chain. And then he told him, do this and do this and do this zikr and this dua and be careful of that. He was a scholar in Hausa Ilmiya. Wearing amama and abba and qaba doesn't make me that I'm safe. No. We're all human beings. We all have to try hard. We all have to try hard to become like Salman, like Abu Zar, like Malik Ashtar, like Ammar. This is the way. And this is the only way. Imam said, be very careful. The very first sentence, this hadith is almost 3 pages of hadith. Almost 3 pages. Imam could have said anything else. Start from here, do this dua, do this khair, do this time. No. The very first sentence Imam said, Ya Abdullah, لقد نصب إبليس حبائله في الدار الغرور. This entire family, this entire, not family, this entire home, this earth is Darul Ghurur. And Shaitan is going to cheat you, test you. He's going to put a lot of trials for you. And each and every single actions and deed, you have to keep saying that. That's why if you go awliya, if you see like Ayatollah Bajat, as an example, when he used to walk in Qom, I have been seeing him many, many times since 1991 when I came to first Iran. When he used to walk, while he was walking, he was doing namaz, walking with salat. While you're driving, don't do salat, and no, otherwise your family friend will call me Sheikh Ammar, you killed my husband and wife. No, there's a pattern, there's a manner. Ayatollah Bahjat, when he used to walk in the streets, he was always in salat, in the state of namaz. Namaz, salat bil ima wal ishara. You say Allahu Akbar while you're moving, you're just reciting your surah Hamd, doing your surah. Bil ima, bil ishara, you're doing ruku, you're doing qiyam, you're doing sajda. Awliya, they always live in the state of presence, and there's a code. Awliya always live in the state of presence. They do not involve in something that does not mean to them. No, none of my business. Why should I involve anything? That's how we have to live, very alert. And then Imam said, Oh Abdullah, make sure يقصد فيها إلا أولياءنا, aiming that entrapping none other than our truly followers. This entire plan of Iblis, not other people. They're already running behind. They're already moving in the path of Shaitan and Iblis. So these traps are not for them. These traps are for pure of us, for pure Shiayan, pure ones. Those who care a lot about Ahlul Bayt, they're going to be more trapped by Shaitan. They're going to have more temptations from Shaitan. And this is fact we have in the Hadith. Inna shayateen la ya'idukum al-faqr. Quran says, if you go under this ayah and see all the rawayat of the tafsir, we have almost both sentences. Inna shayateen la yuhuna ala awliyaihim, and we have innal malaikah la yuhuna ala awliyaihim. In the same time, you're receiving messages from angels and you're receiving messages from Iblis. Innal malaikah la yuhuna ala awliyaihim. It's upon us. Either I'm going to choose the path of taqarrub, I accept, receive the message of malaika, or I say, okay, forget it. Now, this is not time for khair. Let's enjoy the time. Listen to some music. Go see something. Go do something. Let's have some party for guna. Or I receive or accept the message of shaitan. It's upon us. If I make a habit of choosing the malaika side, positive khayal, positive thoughts, positive messages, those are according to the values of Quran and Sunnah Ahlul Bayt, I'm saved. And my strength is going to be stronger and stronger. If I keep choosing the shaitan side, then I'm going to be in his territory. There's only two ways. Either you're in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or in the amount we are not in the path of Allah, we are in the path of shaitan. Simple. Zulumat and Nur. Nur is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nur is a power of guidance Allah puts in heart. This is the hadith of Unwan Basri. And the other thing is Zulumat. the darkness, and that is a path of Iblis. Imam says that فيها فما يقصد فيها إلا أولياءنا ولقد جلت الآخرة في أعينهم. While every sentence have a big tafsir from this hadith. And then Imam said, while my Shia, true Shia, as I explained from the Imam Kazim Salamullah alayhi, my true Shia, in their eyes, Akhirah is exalted, the biggest, the highest. They do everything for Akhirah. They eat, they sleep, they talk, they make friends, they make enemies, they go to masjid, they come home. Everything they do for taqarrub of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though in their very personal relationship between husband and wife, they say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, not for worldly desires, even though they care about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In their very, very hidden personal relationships, awliya always remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They never forget. And that's the code of success. That's it. That's the code of success. We have to always don't be afraid of anything, my brothers and sisters. Ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, I can't be with you unless you yourself help me. I always say that. Ya Sahib al-Zaman. We are trapped. Ya Sahib al-Zaman. We are trapped in this dunya. Among the millions of shayateen, among the hundreds of shayateen, we are trapped. If you do not, or if you won't help us, I cannot make it. I cannot make it. That is impossible. We have to ask from Sahib al-Zaman, Ya Sahib al-Zaman, please remember me in one of your Salatul Layl, Namaz al-Shab. Please remember me in your one of du'as. And they do dua, Ahlul Bayt. When we ask them, they do dua. Once I was sitting long time ago with Ayatollah Hassan Zadeh Amuli when he was alive, Rizwanullah alayhi. He passed away just 2-3 years ago in his hometown in north of Iran. He said, when you do some ihsan on awliya, they return you right there. When you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad and you send this salawat and sawab of the salawat on behalf of all ulama, awliya, maraje, mu'mineen to all anbiya and ahlul bayt. You don't know how much energy you create, in arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you send salawat for common people like us, if you do some ihsan on me, after a few minutes I might forget. And I might don't return your ihsan, your favor, right? Because we are normal, common human being. But if you do some ihsan on awliya, they never forget. If you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad, right there, they respond your salawat and they do dua for you. That's why Ayatollah Bahjat says, there's a no remedy for all of our ruhani sickness better than salawat. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. When you are free, you have free time, just keep reciting it. Don't show others, don't do riyah, but just keep reciting it. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And they'll keep responding your salawat, they'll keep responding your salawat. And you'll be saved from the haba'il shaitan, from the traps of shaitan. And this is the code of success. This is the code of success. And then Imam said, my Shia, they don't do anything for this dunya. Nothing. لَقَدْ جَلَّتْ, the ibarat is here, وَلَقَدْ جَلَّتِ الْآخِرَةِ فِي أَعْيُنِهِمْ. Jalla means Jalil. The greatest thing in the eyes of my Shia is Akhirah. So they do everything for Akhirah. Let's say, an example, you have old parent, your father and mother living in a home. And let's say your parents are so picky. They don't want you to wear blue shirt. They don't want you to smoke cigarette. They don't want you to talk louder. What happens to you? You're wearing a blue shirt. When you come home, say, oh, my mother doesn't like blue shirt. So you take it off, you put it in a plastic bag, say, oh, Ammi salam, Maman salam. My friend, where's your blue shirt? In a plastic bag. Why? My mother doesn't like it. You come home, why don't you smoke in front of your father? Disrespectful. My father hates that. So you don't smoke there. You speak loud. When you come home, I'm talking to you. You're talking very slowly. So come on, speak up. What's going on? Yeah, my parent doesn't like me. You speak louder. So I want to speak slowly. Everything you manage according to your love, to your respect, who you respect. Isn't correct? Your fathers, your mother. Same thing here happens in Islam. You speak in a way Ahlul Bayt wanted from you. You wear those Ahlul Bayt wanted from you. You eat what Ahlul Bayt wanted from you. You like what they like from you, and they wanted you to like it. You hate what they wanted you hate that. That's how we change. That's how we change. Why? Because Akhirah is the greatest in my eyes. لَقَدْ جَلَّتْ الْآخِرَةِ فِي أَعْيُنِهِمْ. Nothing is important for me. This brother is happy with me or not. If you're doing a marriage in your home, your daughter, your son, and there's a music and party and women and men all together sitting and they're having fun. I mean, invite me, Sheikh, I want to be here. Am I going to please you? Simple. Am I going to please Sahib al-Zaman? I do, hello, let's think this brother is very good. If I don't go there, he cut off with me. If he cut off me, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my support. He's this and that. No, say simple. I'm sorry. I can't be here. Where music parties going on, when men and women sitting together, lots of women are sitting there without hijab. I don't care. Very simple. I don't care. I care about Sahib al-Zaman. I care about Ali ibn Abi Talib. I care about Rasulullah. I care about Imam Sayyid al-Shuhada. I care about Sayyid Az-Zahra salamullah alayhi. I don't care anything else. I'm not going to be there. You like it, like it, don't like it. How many of decisions we make like that? We have to think on it seriously. Imam said, for my followers, Imam Sadiq told Abdullah ibn Jundab, they always make their decisions according to their akhirah, what they are going to get in akhirah. That's it, full stop. Don't bargain. Sometimes people call me, Sheikh, I'm on job and I cannot pray on the time, so I have to run to home. Sometimes I miss my Zohar and prayer. Oh. And they're thinking, I'm going to go, okay, Alhamdulillah, just continue your job and forget your salat, inshallah, when you're home, just do it in the last moments. No, change your job. Full stop. Job is not feeding you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is feeding you. The day you quit that job for Allah, the next day you'll find 10 times better than that job. That is impossible. I can bring you tomorrow 20 hadiths if you want here. Your risk is always decided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All you have to do, just do your effort through halal way, full stop. If your salat in danger, if your som is in danger, if your faith is in danger, if your hijab in danger, forget that job. What is that job? You want that job? Or you want love of Ahlul Bayt? You want support of that job? Or you want support of Sahib al-Zaman? What we want? If we become friend of Ahlul Bayt, they will care about us. Sheikh Murtaza Hairi, who is the son of Ayatollah Sheikh Abdul Karim Hairi. Sheikh Murtaza Hairi was old man, and he is the ustad of Rahbar Inqilab Ayatollah Khamenei. Sheikh Murtaza Hairi was old man. While he was old man, he used to visit Mashhad from Qom, Mashhad, couple of years back, almost every week, every month. And his own friends and students used to make fun of him. What are you doing every week, every day? When you have free time, you go to Mashhad. He used to go to Mashhad, pray 2 rakat, salat to Imam, just one salam to Imam Ramadan, and used to come back, continue his dars. 1 time, 2 time, 10 time, 100 time, 1,000 times. I don't know how many times he went to him. When he had free times, he just traveled. And that travel was not in our times. Because the bus is full. You have to go and you're the last person to go there. Just sit down the very backside of the buses. And you have to go to Imam Rada. So his own students used to make fun of him. What you have with Imam Rada? What kind of relationship you have? Every day you are with Imam Rada. When he passed away, one of his students saw him in a dream and asked the same question. Hajaga Murtaza Hairi. When you went At the first moment in your qabr, what happened to you? What Imam Rada did for you? You know what he said? Sheikh Murtaza Hari replied to the student, he said, when I was in qabr, and then my family was putting the last stone on my face to cover me up in my qabr, and I was in severe fear what is going to happen to me after this when my qabr is closed. I felt some warm hand is holding my hand. And all of a sudden, Imam Rada told me, Sheikh Murtaza, I'm here, don't worry, you are not alone. That's how Ahlul Bayt care about us, if we care about them. After a few minutes, Malaika came in the qabr, Nakir or Munkar, and they started asking questions, and he was in fear. Sheikh Murtaza Hari is a faqih, an arif, an alim. He started shaking again, and he felt another warm hand in his hand. He said, Sheikh Murtaza, don't worry, I'm here. If you can't answer, I will answer them. When they're done with the answers, and they told him, Sheikh Murtaza Hari, now you have to leave this long journey towards Barzakh. Read that book, the book of Sheikh Kuchani, The Journey of Unseen. That is a very important book. Read that book, everybody. You should read that book. Find that book. What is going to happen to in Barzakh? When he was about to leave for Barzakh, and he was in fear again, Imam Rada showed up again. Said, Sheikh Murtaza, don't worry. I'll guide you how to move, how to take your path in the Barzakh. And then Sheikh Murtaza replied to his student, each time Imam helped me, he promised for the next time. He said, Sheikh Murtaza, don't worry. Whenever you remember me, I'll be with you. Because all of your time you spend with me in your life, you were not behind making this dunya better car, better home, better wife, better husband, better children, better life, better, more popularity, more name, more brand. No, you spend all your time with me. I'm going to be with you all the time. Ahlul Bayt, they are people of wafa. They do wafa if we do wafa with them. Very simple. Imam Sadiq told Abdullah ibn Jundab, don't care about anything. My Shia, my people, they always care about Akhirah, that day. Do all your actions, even though very personal things, personal relationship, personal belief, personal, very personal things. Pick and choose everything for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you'll be protected. Do everything out of love of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, just for them. Just for them. They will care about you. We have tons of stories, not one or two or three. We have millions of stories, not one and two or three. We have tons of stories, and inshallah, I'll explain for you in a couple of days, few of the stories, how Ahlul Bayt care about us. This is the benefit of learning from Ahlul Bayt, following the path of Ahlul Bayt, loving Ahlul Bayt, and being in their path, in their love, with the actions. Yes, verbally, there's a lot of things happen. Those who killed Sayyid al-Shuhada in Karbala, can you believe that? Those who surrounded Sayyid al-Shuhada in Karbala, around the Qatlgah, there were 4,000 Hafiz of Quran. At that time, Hafiz means complete of faqih. There were 4,000 Huffaz al-Quran. Huffaz al-Quran. Ibn Muljim, who killed Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, Ibn Muljim, people of Yemen decided after the Khilafat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, they are going to send a group of people, a waft, a team who are going to visit Amir al-Mu'mineen as a Khalifa. Because people of Yemen, they became Muslim on the hand of Amir al-Mu'mineen, so they loved Amir al-Mu'mineen a lot. So among them, they gathered, they picked 100 people, and they said, 100 is too much. This much people are going to see Amir al-Mu'mineen. He's a busy person, so let's have it. So they pick 50 of them, and then they pick 25 of them, and they pick 15 of them, and they pick 10 of them, and at the end they said, we will send only one person to see him, the best of best, and that turned out Ibn Muljim. That turned out Ibn Muljim. who worshipped for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thousands of years, he turned out Iblis. I am better than clay. I'm made of fire, and he's made of clay. Allah said, no, there's nothing about clay and fire, nothing. Follow my orders. Follow my orders. That's it. Whether you are made of diamond and he's made of trash, none of your business. He wants from us ubudiyah. And for this ubudiyah, there's a beautiful hadith. Hadith on one bus. Remind me, if those of you who want to read this hadith, remind me, and I'll text you the PDF of this. This is one page hadith, very important hadith to understand what is of ubudiyah. There's a 90-year-old Sahabi of Imam Sadiq. His name is Unwan Basri. This is the guidelines. May Allah give us tawfiq to follow the path of Ahlul Bayt, inshallah. May Allah give us tawfiq to follow the path of Rasulullah. May Allah give us tawfiq to follow the path of Quran. May Allah give us tawfiq to serve our Imam, to be with our Imam, inshallah ta'ala. And may Allah make us his best as among his best ashab, inshallah ta'ala. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.